Hello, Jim Hodges here, Kobe here. Kobe's a 6-month-old Labradoodle that came in for our training program. He's done real well. He's learned a lot about learning, understands how to do the various commands now, and understands that they are commands. They are things that leaders ask to do. I'm getting ready to go through the various commands real quick for you. Watch my hand signals, watch how I hold the leash, listen to my motivation. When he does what I ask him to do, you're going to hear me praise. If he does something wrong, you're going to see me tap the leash. At no point in time do I want to intimidate, dominate, break his spirit, or hurt him in any way. I do want him to know that I expect him to do certain things. So we have to be upbeat, okay? You ready? Let's go. Ah, boy, come on. So let's go is walking on a leash. All right, we do not want him pulling us. He follows where we go. Notice the leash is real slack. Good boy. Let's go. Sit. Good boy. Attaboy, break. So I was walking on a leash loose. If he had started to pull me, I would have tapped the leash in the direction I wanted him to go, which in this case would have been back, okay? If he'd been going that way, I would have tapped him in this direction. Tapping like this is a movement tap, and it's just to redirect him and let him know what I want him to do. Let's go. Good boy. Sit. Hand signal for sit. Now, good boy. Now when he sits, we're happy. Okay, we want to let him know that we're pleased with it. He's got to stay in the sit until we release him. If he did not sit or if he got out of the sit, I would tap the leash straight up. I'd say, no, sit, and then come back and tell him, good boy. Of course, if he did it right the first time, I'd praise him right off. Attaboy. Break. Sit. Good boy. Yes, sir. Let's go. So we want to communicate to him what's right, what's not, in that moment of time if we can do it, okay? Sit. Good. Come. Come command is where he comes, sits right in front of us, watches us. We'll pet him and love him. Even give him a treat sometime. Attaboy. When we give the treat, he's still at the end of the come, it's a sit. He's still in the sit. Break. And when we give him the treat, we always want to tell him good boy and pet him so that he can see that the words and the touch can give him the same feeling that the treat does. Break. Let's go. Sit. The hand signal, come. And he sits. Attaboy. And now he's in the sit to hold him. Next command, down. Good boy. Hand signal for the down. Good boy. Down means down. If he did not down, we would have reached in and tapped the leash real lightly. No, down. And then good boy when he was doing it. Break. So the hand signal was down from the front was like this, okay? Sit. Now from the side, down. Oh, you're being slow today. Good boy. That's a good boy. Let's go. Oops. So you notice he sort of got in my way and I just powered right on through. Not powered, but I took control of that space, okay? Next command, place. Boy. Place is a command where he can lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what he does. He needs to hold that command, okay? He can do this for an hour, 2 hours easily. You can give him a toy, you can give him a bone, an antler, whatever. Let him enjoy it. It's a wonderful way, especially with a puppy, or even a full-grown dog for that matter, that you can put him someplace in the house and do other things and not have to put him in the crate all the time. You can put him there once you've taught him this, which he already knows how. You just have to demonstrate that you know how to keep him there, and he's fine. In the evenings at dinner, it's a great time to put him in that place command. Remember, he can lay down, sit down, stand up. I don't care what he does as long as he stays on the bed. If he did get off the bed, we would get the leash, because in the beginning, we're going to have him drag that leash, okay? We would go get him, we would pick up the leash, we would tap. It's directional. No. Place, and then, good boy, even after we bid him, okay? Really important. And any time we have a command, break. Let's go. If he messes up, or we mess up, it's important for us to come back and try to repeat that command if at all possible. We want to try to do it 2 times in a row correctly if we had a mess up. Good boy. Next next thing is he can get on furniture if you want him to. I think it should be a command. The choice is entirely up to you. Good boy. Good. No place. So you see me tapping the leash. He's wanting to go back to the default place. And as he did, what did I do? I just tapped the leash in my direction to let him know what he needed to do. Good boy. That's pretty much it. Last thing that I do want to go over is the heel command. The heel command is we have him in a box here, right by our side. And when we start walking, we'll give him that command. And he needs to stay in that box. And when we stop, he stops and sits. Ready? Here's the hand signal. Heel. It's just like a movement command. We step off, he comes back to the box. We stop, he sits. Ah, boy. Good boy. Yes, sir. So, and I step off, he's still in that sit, so I have to release him from it. Why do we use the heel command? Quite honestly, right. It's a command that's been around for ages. If you want to use it for a real tight public area, you put him in that heel command, and he's right here by our side, just as he's coming in by my side right now. Good boy. Yes, sir. Just remember, in the heel, we stop, he sits. We step off, and he's there, okay? We speed up, he speeds up, we slow down. His job is to stay in the box. Our job is to help keep him there, especially in the beginning. You notice I did a couple of turns just a second ago. In the beginning, and really pretty much all the way through life, I try not to do a heel and stop in the middle of the turn, because that's going to naturally put a dog out of position. So normally, heel, I'll try to come back into the straight a little bit, not much. Good boy. To get him to be successful. Good boy. When he looks at you, that's so important. We want to praise him and let him know how good he's being. Break. Attaboy. Good. So now he's not on a command. I broke him. We walked over here, but he cannot pull us on the leash, okay? He has to stay by us. He can lay down. He can sit down. He can do whatever, except if he started to pull us on the leash, we would tap back. Remember, listen to my tone of voice. We want to encourage our dog to do what we want him to do, okay? Know if he does it right, we want to give him a lot of praise as long as that praise doesn't break the command. If he does it wrong, we don't want to get mad at him. We do want to redirect. We do want to bite, a light touch with a no to let him know in the moment that's something we didn't want to do, okay? Then we try to repeat it a couple of times to get it right. It's real important anytime you're working with your dog, and this is not something you have to do all your life. At some point in time, it's going to transition to real-life dog training, but it's so important in the beginning that you have a structured environment so your dog understands that you have that leadership capability. My name is Jim Hodges. My number is 336-945-3232. If you need me, feel free to give me a call. As you know, we have follow-ups forever, free of charge as long as you come to me. Thank you so much. Take care. Good boy.